Yeah. This video is about dealing with horses in groundwork or in leading or riding the horses that you deal with for the first time, and how people can actually judge what you are doing and compare it to someone else who's riding his own horse, the one who was trained by him or broken by him or started by him, and what is the difference. For example, you have a horse and you ride in a much better way than my way of riding. You are a better rider than me when it comes for experience, your gift, your talent, whatever. And your result with your horse is much better than my result with my horse. Then you dealt or had to deal with a horse in leading, groundwork, or ride a horse that you are dealing with for the first time. A horse who's trained in a bad way or broken in a bad way has a lot of problems because of the way he is trained, not because of you, and it's your first time dealing with him, riding him, leading him, whatever. And I see your result and I try to compare it to my result with my own horse. That's not fair. Of course, your result with a new horse is not going to be as good as your result with your own horse. The right way to compare is to compare my result with my own horse, the one I trained for a long time, to your result with your own horse, the one you trained for a long time. In this case, you will see which one is better. But if you can compare your result with a new horse to someone else's result with his own horse, of course, there is going to be a difference. Now, while doing it, if you got what I usually say in my way or style of riding, which is I deal with the new horse in leading or groundwork or even sometimes riding. I don't change my way or style of riding when I deal with a new horse. I get the same exact result I got with my own horse, but the mark or the grade is going to be bad because the horse is trained in a bad way. I might do some stuff inside the way of riding that I usually don't do with my own horses because this horse is treated in a bad way, dealt with in a bad way, trained in a bad way. So of course he will do a lot of things that my own horses will not do. So I will do a lot of things with him that I usually don't do with my own horses. It's just that simple. Now, to compare what you did, you have to compare it to what they get if they deal with the horse in the same exact situation. If I deal with a horse that attacks or bites people, or a horse that has a problem of rearing up when you lead him in front or around other stallions and mares, or you ride a horse for the first time and he has a problem of rearing up, bucking, bolting, whatever. So you are dealing with a problem in a horse who is trained or dealt with in a bad way for a long time, and you want an immediate result or an immediate good result in a video. Of course it's not going to look nice. Of course it's not going to be perfect. Of course it's not or should not be compared to what you get with your own horses. Still, you got the result you wanted. Did not change the style or the way of riding, did not use the whip, did not lunge the horse before leading him or riding him, did not use the help of other people with their horses or their tools or their equipments, did not change the style or the way of riding you got the same result you wanted from the horse. The difference is the mark or the grade is not going to be that good, which is what you said before dealing with the horse. I said it's going to be the same result, done. I said it's going to be a bad mark or grade because the horse is trained in a bad way, done. I said the horse will give me a result that he doesn't give his own owner or his own rider because he's riding him in a wrong way, done. I said the horse will keep getting better with time, done. So every single thing you said, you did. Of course, when someone just talks the talk and doesn't walk the walk, will compare your result to your own result with your own horse, or a different result from a different rider with a different horse in a different situation. Of course, that's not a fair way to compare. The question is, in the same exact situation, if you were using a different way or style of riding, what would be the result? Or what the result would be in this case? They will use the whip, they will lunge the horse, they will do the exact thing you did, and they will not get the result you got. So to compare, if you insist on comparing between ways or styles of riding, compare between two riders in two different methods or styles or ways of riding in the same exact situation. Same horse, same equipments and tools, same place, same problem, different riders, different ways of riding. Check the result, then compare if you want or insist on comparing. But comparing your results with a new horse to someone else's result with his own horse is not fair. So when I deal with a new horse that attacks or bites or rears up when you ride him or bucks, I don't change the method or the style in a clear way. I don't use the equipments or the tools that I usually don't use, like the whip or the martingale or the spurs. I don't use these things with my own horses, and I will not use it even if it's a new horse. I will get the same result, but the mark or the grade is going to be bad because the horse is trained in a bad way by someone else other than me. So if I make a video with a horse that I'm dealing with for the first time, of course it's not going to be a perfect video. But because there is nothing I want to hide, every single thing that will happen, I already said, I make a video. Lots of ways of riding or styles of riding will never show you what they do with the horse in the first time or in the first day they deal with him, because the horse will do a lot of things that they usually deny what will happen. They will do a lot of things against their way or style or method of riding, and they usually deny that they do that or that they will do that. So they don't show you what happened. So you end up showing people something you said, and they will use it against you instead of you using it against them. The idea is to show that even with a new horse that you are dealing with or leading or riding for the first time, you still did every single thing you said you will do, which is an advantage that proves your way of riding is correct. You will end up actually being attacked by people who know nothing about horses, and they say that what you did with this horse was not perfect compared to what you should do with your own horse or what other riders do with their own horses. Of course, we already agreed about that. We already agreed on that. But we disagreed about what will they get if they are in my exact situation or your exact situation. When I deal with a horse who's trained in a bad way, of course I'm not going to be very gentle because the horse is not very gentle. I act in a stupid, crazy way sometimes because he's acting in a stupid, crazy way sometimes. I might be careless or reckless sometimes because he is careless or reckless sometimes. I do dumb stuff sometimes because he's doing dumb stuff sometimes. I might act in a rough way sometimes because he's acting in a rough way sometimes. Why am I not doing the same thing with my own horse? Because my own horse changed, so I changed with him. That's my method or style of riding, what I call tasleek, what I call muwakabah, being with the horse, treating him in the same way he is treating you, an eye for an eye. I will do to you what you are planning to do to me. Slap me, I will slap you back. Hit me, I will hit you back. Attack me, I will attack you. Be gentle with me, I will be gentle with me. Be nice to me, I will be nice to you. This is the language of horses. When you do that to a horse, you put the ball, or you put, let's say, the game in his field. The ball is in his yard or in his side, so he can decide what will happen. You can choose as a horse the right side, which is the correct side, or you can choose the left side. I will never do something to you that you did not do to me, but every single thing you want to do to me will happen to you also. So at the end, the horse will decide to give you what you want. I don't want him to stop. I want him to want to stop. I don't want him to stop rearing up. I want him to want to stop rearing up. I don't want him to stop attacking me. I want him not to want to attack me. When does that happen? When he knows that the ball is in his court, in his yard, in his side. He calls the shots. The decision is his to make. But if I treat the horse in a bad way, no matter what, of course he will become bad with time. And if I'm always gentle with the horse, no matter what he does, he will dominate me, he will bully me, and he will become the leader. The thing is, I deal with new horses sometimes, and I make a video about it to prove my point that even with a new horse, you will get the same result. You will not use a whip, you will not lunge the horse. The difference that you will see in this video is that the horse's mark or grade is not going to be that smooth or that good. It looks a little bit confusing, barbaric if you want to say, but with time he will keep getting better. My idea of showing the video is to prove my point, that even in the new situations with the new horses, the entire main result still the same. It will still stay the same, will not change. What will change is the mark or the grade. If your result with horses, let's say, is A plus or S, you will get A plus or S with every single horse you deal with. But the grade or the mark will be different. Let's say A plus starts from 90 until 99, from 100. Every single horse you will deal with will give you an A plus. But some horses will give you 90, some horses will give you 95, some other horses will give you 99, for example. If my grade is B, let's say B starts from 80 until 89, every single horse will give me B or B plus, but the mark is going to be different. When you show that, when you do that, and people watch it or see it, and the other side, other methods or styles of riding will never show you that. Will never show you themselves dealing with a new horse for the first time without any equipment or tools. Of course, the comparison is not going to be a fair comparison. You cannot compare between two completely different situations. So you will end up seeing or hearing people who talk the talk but never did walk the walk. They just talk. So before, while, or after talking the talk, you should walk the walk. You should do, or you should have done, or you are supposed to do in front of me what you are saying. If you did not do, and you are not doing, and you will not do what you said, it's just talking. It could be right, it could be wrong, just an opinion. But when someone tells you something that he did, and proves to you that he did it by doing it again, and he will do it in the future again, he's not giving you an opinion. It's not a belief. It's a fact you saw with your own eyes. There is a big difference, a really huge difference in my opinion, between dealing with a horse for the first time and dealing with my own horse in all ways or styles of riding. The difference is in my way or style of riding, or the style of riding, or the way of riding that I'm talking about in my videos, what I call the true Arabian riding or style, what I call the true natural way of riding. In this case, the result is the same with every single horse. The method stays the same with every single horse. I don't use the whip with every single horse. I don't lunge the horse before riding him or leading him with every single horse. The difference is just the mark or the grade. In other ways of riding, the entire way will change when it's a new horse. The entire equipment and tools will change when it's a new horse. The entire result will change when it's a new horse. Which means, even with their own horses, when it's a completely new situation to them or to him, their result will completely change. And that is the main thing or issue in my opinion. Not just dealing with a new horse. Okay, if you deal with a new horse and he kicks your ass, let's say, then he keeps getting better with time, he gives you what you want, no problem. But if you were not able to control him in the first time you dealt with him, as a result, like the entire result changed. That means even your own horse, when he really spooks, or when he's close from other stallions and mares, when he's in a very tough situation or a very hard situation, you will end up losing the result itself. He will do to you what he did to you when you dealt with him in the first time. So all the methods or the styles, the correct styles of riding in my opinion, have advantages, have disadvantages. The same goes for my way of riding. But the main advantage that I will never get rid of, that I cannot, let's say, ride without, is losing the result. What I want: heavy horse, light horse, cold blood, hot blood, strong horse, weak horse, dumb horse, smart horse, fast horse, slow horse, talented horse, untalented or non-talented horse. I want the same exact result. I want to be able to stop the horse smoothly and easily whenever I want. I want disagreement to lead to stopping, which is total control. When I get this, every single thing or every thing else will come with time. Every single thing in horsemanship will come with time if you give the horse his time, as long as you did what I just said. Again, every single thing you want in horsemanship will come with time if you give the horse his time, as long as you did what I just said. What is what I just said? Total control is being able to stop the horse and easily moving him back and controlling his direction whenever you want, especially when he disagrees. In front of other stallions, mares, when he spooks, when he doesn't want you on his back, when he's tired, whatever. In real situations, in real tests, in real exams. Other styles of riding give you a perfect final result. I show you a video after a couple of months of dealing with the horse, or a couple of years dealing with the horse, then I show you the result. Yes, some ways of riding will show you the entire process from the beginning until the end. It's an exception what they do. But what happened in the video they showed you? What happened is what I just said. The entire result changed. They lunged the horse more. They used the whip more. They used the spurs, or the spur, more. They used the martingale more. The horse bolted. The horse bucked. The horse reared up. The horse bucked them off his back. So yes, if they showed you every single thing from the beginning until the end, what you will see is what I said. Because what I said is what I saw. Their entire result will change. So it's easy to say your opinion about what you see in a video, especially when it's someone dealing with the horse for a first time in his life, or riding the horse for a first time in his life, and you just comment on a video or talk about a video or say your opinion about a video while drinking tea or coffee in a room under your air conditioner in a cool weather. But it's very hard to show people why you disagree with what you saw. It's very hard to prove to people that you can get a better result than what you saw. So walk the walk, then talk as much as you want to talk. Until you do that, it's just talk. It's just talking that could be right, and usually, most of the times, it's the complete opposite of the truth. That's my opinion about the difference between showing every single thing you say and some other ways of riding, or most of other ways of riding, who don't show you 70 or 80% of what they say, what they said, and what will they say, or what they will say, sorry. What they said, what they are saying, and what they will say in the future is, let's say, 70% talk and 30% showing. I will only show you 30% of what I said. The rest of it, the other 70% of what I said, is just talk. I will say I did it, but I will not show you. So it makes no sense. That's my opinion about dealing with the horses in some of my videos. When I show you a horse that I'm riding for the first time, a horse I'm leading for the first time, a horse I'm dealing with for the first time, you see some differences in the grade or the mark or in my way of treating the horse. I might do some stuff that I usually don't do with my horses, because the horse is trained in a bad way, so the horse changed, so I changed with him. As it would be before, what Bruce Lee said in martial arts or Kung Fu. You become the water, and you take the shape of the thing you put the water in. You put the water in the glass, it becomes the glass. You put the water in a dish, it becomes the dish. You put the water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. In my way of riding, I become the water, and I want to take the shape of the horse. He's dumb, become dumb. He's smart, become smart. He's fast, become fast. He's hot, become hot. So I treat the horse in the same way he's treating me. I keep up with the horse. I keep being with the horse, what I call muwakaba. In this case, the horse will understand totally that every single thing that happened because of him. He is the one who should be held responsible for what happened. And when he totally understands that, he will decide to do the right thing by himself without force, because he's convinced that if he did the right thing, he He will force you to do the right thing. It's like saying to the horse that every single thing I do is up to you. You will decide it. Decide to be smooth, I will be smooth. Decide to be gentle, I will be gentle. The mistake that most ways of riding, in my opinion, do is they become rough, or they do something rough and they keep being rough. So the horse will end up fighting them back. Other ways of riding make the mistake of being gentle, and they keep being gentle no matter what the horse did. In this case, he will not trust you. He wants to become the leader, and he will bully you because it's his nature. When you are gentle, no matter what he did, he doesn't believe that you are gentle. He believes that you are weak and not good enough to lead him. So he wants to be the leader. The horse will never trust you if you are not his leader. Horses, in their nature, trust the leader of the herd, the leading stallion or the dominant male. If you don't lead the horse, if you are not the dominant one or the dominant side, he will not trust you. Take it from me, the horse will not trust you just because you are gentle. He might like you, but he will not trust you unless you are good enough to control him. And you will never control him unless you control his mind, not just his muscles. His balance, not just his mind. Controlling the horse's balance, the horse's nerves in the inside, is the most important thing. Then you should control his mind, then you should control his muscles. That's my opinion about the differences between showing you a video of me dealing with a horse or leading a horse or riding a horse for the first time and me riding my own horse. It's hard to compare it to someone else riding his own horse that he dealt with or trained for a long time. If you want to compare it that way, compare my result with my own horses to his result with his own horses. Of course, when I say my, his, I'm not talking about someone. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking in a common, general way. That's why I say a lot of, let's say, mean stuff or dumb stuff, because I'm not talking about someone that you know. It's just common, general information about horsemanship. But if I'm talking about someone in particular, like directly to him, of course, in this case, it's going to be completely different. You have to be very honest with him, and he must be very honest with you. I'm not talking about someone in particular. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about horses in a common, general way. There's a big difference between a first result and a final result. There's a big difference between comparing two different ways in the same exact situation and comparing two different ways in different situations, especially when one of them is doing something in a very hard situation and the other one is doing something in a very easy situation. That's my opinion about this issue or this matter. Oh, yeah.